What's up, YouTube? In this week's video, I'm going to talk a little about something that gets brought up quite a bit actually in the DJ industry, and it's something that's very important, something that DJs really need to think about having if they don't have it, or if you're a new DJ that is just entering the industry, and that's all about insurance. There's a lot of different types of insurance out there, so hang out, grab some coffee, some Red Bull, some alcohol, whatever it is that you prefer to drink whenever you're watching these videos, and let's have a quick little discussion about the world of liability business insurance. Yo! Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am fresh back from vacation. If you guys didn't see my last video, I did a quick little video hailing directly from Florida, where my wife and I went and celebrated our 6-year wedding anniversary, my birthday, and just an annual vacation to kind of get away and decompress and relax and just get some rest and enjoy some good seafood and some good mojitos. And man, let me tell you guys, if you're up in the Northeast, it's literally next to impossible to find any place that makes a really good mojito or even like a really good Cuban sandwich. So the fact that we were able to go down to Miami, which is one of our most favorite cities, and I've been able to indulge and enjoy a good mojito and a good Cuban, man, it was fantastic. So back into doing these videos and back to work and all kinds of stuff, and now planning our next vacation where we can get out of town for a little bit. Before I start, once again, thank you to everyone who has liked, commented, subscribed. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that bell notification. I try to put these videos out almost every week. And if there's any content, if there's any subject matter, if there's any topics that you guys want to know about, definitely feel free to reach out, leave a comment, let me know, and I'll create a video just for you guys. Here we go. As I said in the beginning, this video is going to be all about liability insurance. Now, this question gets brought up tons, probably at least once a week in a lot of the really big Facebook DJ groups. People ask, hey, I need to have insurance for my event or for my wedding. The venue is demanding that I give them a COI, which is Certificate of Insurance. I don't know anything about it. Where do I get it? How much is it? What does it cover? There's just a lot of questions that come up in the industry from DJs who either they're just, small single ops, or maybe just someone who works out of their bedroom and they got booked to do a friend's wedding or a gig or an event or whatever, and now they're panicking and they're rushing to try and find all they can about insurance. This video is just gonna talk a little about the world of insurance, and it's gonna be more focused on the guys who are just starting out, who are new. You guys who have been in the industry for a long time, that's been doing events and weddings for years, most likely this isn't going to be for you because you already know about insurance, you already probably have it, you probably have a really good policy. If you are a new DJ, or even if you are a bride and a groom or some other client that's watching this video, this topic matter is going to be pretty important for you to watch and learn. Business liability insurance. Why does a DJ or really any vendor that need to have a policy when it comes to working an event or working at a certain venue? Now, I can tell you that a lot of venues these days are getting pretty strict about it. They are demanding that their whole vendor team does have insurance and that they show proof. You can't just go into a venue or go to a client and say, yeah, I'm insured, and not show them your certificate or show them proof of policy. It's pretty much at the point now where you gotta have it. Otherwise, if you don't, then you have to sign all these forms at the venue saying that you're not going to hold them liable if anything bad happens, or you're not going to hold the client liable if anything bad happens. All kinds of different things, and it can be kind of a nightmare sometimes. When you get an insurance policy, first of all, let's talk about why you must have insurance. So, number one, accidents. Accidents, they always happen. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're at some point in your DJ career, there's probably going to be an accident. Maybe not a really bad one or a big one where someone actually gets hurt, but there's going to be something that happens, and insurance is just a good way to really cover yourself. We have insurance just about every walks of life. We have life insurance, we have car insurance, we have homeowners insurance. We literally everything that you do in your life there's some type of insurance policy that can go with that. So why not have a liability insurance for your business or as a DJ? It just makes sense, right? There's going to be possibly a situation where you're doing an event and a guest may have just had too much to drink, they're a little wobbly, and they're near your equipment, they're near your speakers, and they trip or they fall or they stumble because they've had too much to drink. They hold on to your speaker pole or your light pole, and that thing just comes down with them, and your speaker or your light bonks somebody in the head and they get hurt. So what's going to happen now? Well, you guys know that in today's society, it's 2023, everybody is sue happy. They love lawsuits. They try to get as much money as they can, any way they possibly can. And if a speaker or a light stand or something falls and hits somebody in the head, or even if a guest walks and they trip over your speaker stand, your tripod, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get served papers and you're going to have a lawsuit on your hands. Insurance is very important because if or when those situations do happen, you're covered. A lot of times people will probably be wondering, okay, doesn't the venue have insurance? Absolutely. Because they're a business. They got to have insurance. Generally what happens is the venue's insurance covers only their employees. You as a DJ, you're considered sort of like a private contractor, and you're not working for the venue. You're contracted by the client, the bride and the groom. So if something bad happens, the guest or the client or whatever, if they get hurt because of a fallen speaker or a light pole that falls over or whatever, they can't go after the venue. They got to go after you. And having a good insurance policy is going to help cover their medical expenses, or heaven forbid anything else worse or really, really bad that happens. It's going to cover all that. The difference between an amateur DJ who might just be doing this on the side, they might be a bedroom DJ, they don't really have a business, they don't pay taxes, they don't do any of that stuff, and a professional DJ who has excellent gear and they're out there every weekend and they have a legit business and they're paying taxes and they're doing all that. The difference between the two obviously is insurance policies. You know, an amateur is not going to have an insurance policy, a professional is. So you as a client, a bride and a groom that might be watching this video wondering, okay, what's the difference between an amateur and a professional? And I've done some topics about this, and you read about this a lot in a lot of the groups, is in fact insurance. Professionals are always going to have a really good liability policy. Now, policies can range in different amounts. You can get policies that start at $100,000 and go all the way up. I believe the industry standard is $1 million. So if you have a policy that covers at least $1 million, I think you're in pretty decent shape. I originally used to have a $3 million policy, but I changed my policy a little bit, and now I hold a $2 million policy, but it includes $50,000 worth of equipment and gear. So if they get stolen, if there's a fire, if there's something bad that happens, my gear is actually covered. And when I changed my policy amount and everything that's included, it was actually the same price to actually bring it down by $1 million and have the equipment part of the policy versus just having $3 million and not having any of my equipment covered. So what I'll probably end up doing maybe after this year is going back up to $3 million and then just adding the $50,000 or $100,000 worth of equipment on it, because the price was probably about $50, $60 difference, and in today's world that's minimal. So as far as where you can actually buy a policy or how you can get a policy, now if you're a DJ that's only doing a few events per year but you still want to be covered, you can buy one-day policies or per gig or per event policies, which is great because these policies are maybe only $50, $60 each, and they will get you through for about 24 hours from the beginning of an event to the end of the event, and you're covered. You're good to go. You will get a COI. You can supply it to the venue. You can show your bride and groom or your client, and everybody's covered and everyone's happy. Everything's good. Now, if you are doing let's say you're a small-time guy and you only do like 5 to 6 events per year, and you want to do a per event or per gig policy, that's going to add up, and it's actually going to be more cost-effective for you to just get an annual policy, even if you are only doing 5 or 6 events per year, but you still want to be covered for all those. So policies are very inexpensive. You can get them from a lot of different places. There's a lot of brokers and a lot of agencies out there that put together policies specifically for DJs. So there's Insurance Canopy, there's Next Insurance, there's Thimble, there's RV Nuccio. Even the U.S. Disc Jockey Association can help put together a policy for you or steer you in the right direction to companies that offer DJ specific or entertainment specific liability policies. If there's any local big name insurance agencies that are near you and you have a good relationship with your insurance broker or insurance agent, talk to them. Companies like State Farm, Allstate, Farmers Insurance, Progressive. A lot of times if you go to them and say, hey, I've started this business, I'm looking for a business insurance policy, a lot of times they can put together something for you that's fairly cost effective. Or if you already have an insurance policy with them, like car or life or homeowners, adding on a business policy to those other policies can actually be really, really cost effective because it'll actually bring down your insurance costs for those other things like your car, your homeowners, and so on. So reach out to those agents and see what they can put together for you. And just like car insurance, many of us every year we shop around, we see what's the best rates, what's the best policy that covers me. You can do the same thing for your business insurance. You can shop around, see what the best price is, see what's included, and then just, go with what makes sense for you as a DJ or as a business owner. That's it, guys. That's all I wanted to talk about this week. Insurance, it's a critical aspect of being a DJ and working in a lot of different venues and dealing with hundreds and thousands of people every year. Just make sure your ass is covered because, like I said, accidents do happen, and God forbid, knock on wood, whatever, something bad does happen. You want to make sure that you're covered so that you're not paying out of pocket for medical expenses or something else that may happen that's bad. Another thing too I wanted to tell you guys is there's times too where you could walk into a venue, you could plug in all your gear, and maybe it overloads a circuit and a fire happens and then the venue burns down. Well, guess who's going to be liable for that? A lot of times people will say, well, if it's the venue's crappy wiring or if they're not set up properly, then why am I held responsible? Well, that's where court cases can get kind of messy and there's a fine line and things can get real difficult. You're going to have to hire a good attorney and there's a lot of back and forth and you could blame the venue could blame you. But again, having insurance is just going to make things a lot easier. And if something bad happens, whether it's with a guest or with the actual venue itself, just make sure you're covered. Just, make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row and you're all set. You're good to go. That's it, guys. I hope everyone is doing well out there. We are at the start of a very, very busy wedding season. Many of us have already been gigging for the last 5 months now, and we've been going crazy. We've been doing stuff every weekend, and it's just going to get hectic, and this is going to get even more crazier now that we are starting to get into peak wedding season. So everyone, all of you guys who are out there that are kicking ass and doing tons and tons of events, good job. Keep doing it. Keep raising the bar. Keep getting those 5-star reviews. Keep making your clients happy. Keep setting yourself apart from the guy down the street. Keep things unique. Keep things fun. And until next time, a day without dancing is a day wasted. See you guys.